you want to know what Bigby's is about, but you're too lazy to go watch all the Wizard of the Coast videos? Well, I sat through an hour and a half of them, so you don't have to. Now let's see how fast we can get through this. Bigby's is a big old honkin' Fizzban's Treasury of Dragon, but for giants. It has the new Barbar subclass, Barbarian, not Barber, 2 OP backgrounds and technically 2 feats, one of which branches into a miniature MMO skill tree with 6 subtypes, and 6 more upgraded feats you can follow once you have met its prerequisite. You also get new items, including 3 artifacts your players can ask for at level 1, which you get to tell them no, along with a plethora of other magical treasure items like guns. Also included are a section on how to roleplay your giants, as well as 18 unique layers and locations to do that in, and a bestiary of 75 creatures to do that with. Character subclass. Let's just get started with what all the players want to hear about, which is the Path of the Giant Barbarian subclass, which at 3rd level gives you the Giant's Havoc, beefing you up bigger than your uncle on grandma's stuffing at Thanksgiving dinner, letting you add your rage modifier to attacks made with throwing objects using strength, meaning you can now chuck kegs like an angry drunkard. You also magically learn Giant, or another language of your choice if you already know it, because there's no way in hell Grognard III is taking a course in advanced linguistics without throwing a boulder at the chalkboard, unless it's my girlfriend teaching him because she's magically brilliant, and I'm totally not saying this to score points with her because she secretly watches my videos. Hello, mein Schatzi.
Hey.
With this, you get the choice between the Druid Craft or Thaumaturgy cantrips, but if you're not picking Thaumaturgy so you can force everyone within a 10-mile radius to hear you scream, "I want to rage" for the 100th time in a day, then you're doing this wrong. Level 6. When you reach 6th level, you become Thor with Elemental Cleaver, infusing the weapons you're holding with light. Primordial Elemental Might. Any weapon you infuse suddenly becomes a throwing weapon which automatically returns to your hand, working in conjunction with Giant's Havoc, meaning you get to chuck your Great Axe while also getting the bonus of adding your Rage modifier. 10th level. You get to stop throwing just your weapons, kegs, boulders, and carts, and instead start chucking your friends and enemies with Mighty Impel, which allows you to throw any creature medium or smaller to an unoccupied space, including willing creatures who, unlike your enemies, don't have to take falling damage, as your soft caressing embrace lobs them with all the gentle love of a giant with the swaddling hands of an angel. Or you can team up with your wizard for once and send them careening over the gorge with a featherfall. 14th level, you get to be bigger and throw more bigger things. When using Giant's Havoc, you get to go from big to honking big, as Demiurge Colossus lets you become large or huge, so you can throw creatures sizes of large or smaller. Backgrounds. Rune Carver, you're the nerd who learned ancient giant runic script, giving you the feat Rune Shaper, allowing you to carve and access more spells from a bunch of other spell lists, meaning that you can add a little druid to your wizard, a little wizard to your druid, but if it were me, I'd be adding a little more bard to my everything. Choosing Giant Foundling means that you're picked up like Dorothy and raised by giants as the family pet, living your life like Arietti, except they let you use the kitchen butter knife as a greatsword, and you get some of their power through the power of osmosis, giving you Strike the Giant. This feat lets you pick within 6 subtypes, all giving you a special effect that uses a spell save, so let's go down the list. Fire Strike makes you hit with boom boom thunder damage and turns you invisible to the creature you struck. Fire Strike turns you into Pyromaniac and lets you blind people. Frost Strike allows you to hobble and slow your enemies with the cold frigid winds of your sadistic chilled heart. Hill Strike just does more damage, you hit harder and you knock people over. Stone Strike, once again, you hit harder too and give disadvantage on attack rolls. Storm Strike, you also impose disadvantage, but you get to zap people instead. But I'm not done yet. Once you pick one of these, you can branch into the next step, each of which gives you an ability score increase as well as resistance to the type of associated damage. Ember of the Fire Giant. Replace attacks with a magical burst of more fire.
Cool. Fire, 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 fire.
Fury of the Frost Giants gives you a reaction to strike your opponent with frigid air and reduce their speed once again. Cloud of the Cloud Giants lets you be even more of an a-hole because when you get hit with an attack, you gain resistance to that attack and teleport as a reaction. Keenness of the Stone Giant gives you extra dark vision and the ability to throw stones with magical attacks using an ability score of your choice when you take the feat. Soulless Storm Giant gives you the bonus action to summon storm around you, and any creature stopping in that aura, it has its speed reduced on a failed save. Vigor of the Hill Giant makes you not get knocked prone, and Iron Stomach means you're now able to eat the whole Thanksgiving dinner on your own and gives you more HP every time you level. Magic items. As in Fizzbands, there will be a series of magic items, this book's favorite gimmick being inscribed runes and invoking runes, giving you a little more oomph to your boom. Boom is the opportune word of the day because you're going to get guns, 2 of which are listed. Lucent Destroyer, which is a magical Gatling gun, which gives you the ability to invoke the Sunbeam spell. The Thunderburst, a pistol with a Thunder or Swarm rune that shoots bursts of thunder energy. The Worm Reaver Gauntlets let you punch dragons from far away. And then there are the artifacts. Adds of Anam, a great axe that can create things. Bigby's Beneficent Bracelet, letting you create force objects. And then, well, they didn't explain the Encaster's item. We also learned that there would be magic items for every giant rune that appears in the book. Lots of light armor sets, giant items like rings that you wear like circuits unless you let your artificer friend fix them up for you, massive coins and figurines that summon dinosaurs like Pokemon. Section on role-playing giants. Chris Perkins recommends that you go big or go home. Giants are larger than life. They have ambitions, dreams, quirks, and quests, interesting novel treasures, layers, family, mythology, and unique things that you can add to your campaign. Giants are competitive as they're trying to reach the top of the giant pecking order called the Ordning. They have chests the size of barns, padlocks the size of colossal doors, and a couple of giant organizations that weren't explained too much, but giants whose goals are restoring the glory and history of their kin, druidic giants preserving the heart of the world, and a giants patron section. Players and locations. There are too many of these, 18 to be exact. I'm just going to go down and name them and give you one cool feature. World Root Sapling. It's a big world tree, but it's actually a sapling because everything in Giants World is like Mario's Little Big World. Nam's Cradle. It's a jungle cavern where King Kong creatures and Godzilla dinosaurs live. Asher Grotto is a big burial ground for all the giants. Dreamer's Reach. Dreams the power of dreams, and dreaming here gives you power. Endless Rock Slide. The never-ending rock slide. Make sure to bring your gold pan because if you find this place, you're going to be rich.
We're making a long-term deposit.
As long as you don't get crushed by a boulder. Forest Crystal. It's a forest, but it's an illusion. But it's an illusion so strong that it's kind of actually a forest, but it's not. Forsaken Deep. A massive ruined underwater giant's vacation destination fit with a weather-changing machine and a massive library of lost magics. Gale's Eye Tower. It's a castle, a tower in the sky with a permanent portal to the plane of air. Rolantor's Cradle. There's a bunch of food here. If you like to eat, you can come here, but don't expect to get out easily, but at least you won't starve. Kaitia's Hearth. Claiming this great hall will bring you prosperity, but when you do, you become the raid boss, and suddenly someone else is trying to kill you to take it from you. Horizon's Edge. Ever wondered what it's like to live on the bubble floating on the wind? Well, if it's here, it's terrifying. Horizon's Edge is a lost giant civilization filled with demons sitting on a bubble in the deep ethereal plane. Howling Iceberg. An iceberg yacht filled with marauders who show up to take all your shit. Krantor's Hold. Tumorous Fomorian keep overrun by the farm realm. Expect lots of tentacles. The Misty Vale. It's a place that can't be found except by those who aren't looking for it, as it sucks up parts of locations it visits, such as half your kitchen before teleporting away. Runic Circle. It's a Stonehenge, magical geometry, astronomy, wizard observatory, navigation, spell book, communication hub put in your Spelljammer's campaign hook location. The Singing Sands. Bring your bard because they can sing the sands into whatever you want on second thought. The Star Forge. A literal star fell from the heavens. How does that work? And a forge is built around it, like in Avengers Infinity War. Now for my personal favorite, the Thundering Observatory. It's an observatory that can scry anything, which hangs between two mountains by lightning tethers with
was in essence a sophisticated heat beam which we called a laser.
its scrying capability is actually a targeting system for its
A laser.
so pardon me while I ransom the whole world for
$100 billion. Fire the laser! Damage report!
the bestiary. There's about 75 of these mother truckers, so let's just list the ones that they talked about as fast as we can. Death Giants, Rune Giants, Fiendish Giants, Cultist Giants, Giant Dinosaurs, Giant Chicks, Giant Ticks, Giant Oxen Giant, Geese that lay golden eggs, Corrupted Fomorians, Uncorrupted Fomorians, Mind Flayer Entons, Withered Giant Cannon Fodder called Elemental Hulks, and an ooze monster literally made from 3-year-old beef jerky jelly left at the bottom of a giant's bag of holding. That's everything we know about Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants. The end.
Brilliant, Mr. Ventura. Simply brilliant. Spank you, Greenwall. Spank you very much.
If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, I would love if you would just go ahead and take a moment to like, comment, subscribe, click the little bell icon if you so wish, because I am poor and I want to make this my job. Also, the music in this video was brought to you by Michael Ghelfi. Thank you.